is a huge difference between, I'm known for saying, I will let you struggle. I will not let you suffer. There's a huge difference because
I think I might be stealing that from you.
well, you can.
I'll give you credit.
Well, no, give credit to actually whom I stole it from. There is a very, very dear, dear friend of mine. These are what I call my little nuggets of knowledge and wisdom that I get from my friend Jen, who I met in Georgia when I lived there. She was my neighbor, and she's one of my very dearest friends. She's back home in Tennessee now. But they're my Jen-isms, as I call them.
Okay.
Her children are about 10 years older than mine. So one's in college and one's getting ready to finish up his upper years of high school. But she's kind of my mom, mentor, and friend that I look to. And we all need those women in our groups.
Yes, we do.
Them. We need some a couple of years older. We need some right around our peer age, and then we need some that are coming up so that we can then pass along our nuggets of our wisdom and hard-earned wisdom too as well. But Jen would say to me, well, I'll let you struggle, but I won't let you suffer, because and I took that and went with it. And you know what? That's scripturally based. That is all scripturally based.
Yes.
It is, because we are in the Christian life. We are going to face those trials. That's guaranteed. Absolutely guaranteed.
And he tells us in his word that we will. Yes. He tells us. And he does. What fascinates me, and you probably have had this experience as a counselor, people are like, offended. I just can't believe that I'm having to do this. Like, I don't have time for this. And I'm like, you don't get to pick and choose and decide when and where and how. God chooses that. But yeah, you can rescuing somebody out of their challenges. My parents, like I said, and I totally give them every bit of the credit. They made me. Let's be clear. They made me do things that they knew I needed to do, that would be hard. They knew it was going to be hard. And they didn't rescue me. The only time, and I really don't say it wasn't really rescuing. It was, she's going to fail typing and it's going to wreck her GPA. That to me makes sense. That's a true accommodation.
I was like, that's accommodation.
Yeah, that's a true accommodation and not a, let's just pass her. Let's just rescue her or get her out of this. No, I needed to go through those hard things. We all need to go through the hard things. We definitely do.
And your parents were basically your walking IEP back then. They really were.
I'll call my mom and tell her that today.
Thank you for being my walking IEP. Absolutely. Absolutely. Before it was even chic to do so. But you know, what I've also learned too, in talking about in your book, and why it's so powerful, and I really want the homeschool community to pick up on this, is a lot of times, not all homeschoolers are like me, where we homeschool from the get-go. Some have left public school, and some of them are afraid to leave public school or to homeschool their children, especially if their children have special needs or have learning differences, because of that. Well, I don't know if I can do this for my child. You absolutely can. God is going to surround you with the people and for what you need. But when you rescue, and what I've actually spoke to this about on my channel before, is what I had to learn as well, even as a therapist, even as a mom, because yes, I learned all these things in college and I've taught clients all these things. But when I'm at home, I'm a mom first. I'm not a therapist, and everything I thought I knew goes out the window because I see things through the lens of mama. And it
changes it when it's your own kid.
Completely. And you forget things that you actually do know.
Yes.
But when you rescue, you rob your child of the beauty of their personal victory. You might have saved them from a challenge, but you don't give that. There's so much different. My husband gave the analogy for me recently that I talked about in a video of how when he was little and I'd play board games with my son, and we still do, but when he was really little, I'd let him win a little more often. And my husband came in and caught me one time doing that. And he's like, I know you can play checkers better than that. What are you doing? I'm like, well, I don't want to, bruise his little spirit of his soul. Exactly. And my husband's like, oh no, let's talk. Because he's the yin to my yang. He really is. I'm more excited and outgoing and extroverted, and he's just laid back. But he's my complement that way, beautifully. He's like, you're not going to crush his spirit, but you're also not going to give him his hard-earned victory, and he's never going to learn. I'm like,
Yes.
okay, that's valid. That's valid. So now when he legitimately, as I say, whoops my hiney in some checkers, he knows now that it is his victory and that he legitimately did it and I didn't give it to him. And the look on your child's face when they know that that hard-won victory is completely theirs, completely theirs. It's priceless. It's priceless.
And there's so much that he's learning through that process of knowing it's hard and that he's got to say, okay, well, last time that Mom and I played, I used this move. And boy, that just did not go well. Just did not. She ended up getting a double jump and got kinged. What is that what it's called?
Yes.
It's been a while. Anyway, he's having to problem solve. Yeah. He's having to figure out some different ways, some different strategies, some different techniques. And that's the whole point of challenge anyway, is figuring things out and growing and problem solving. And you're right, if you rob him of that, then he's not getting to experience a true victory. I don't know if it's fake, but
it's a participation trophy.
Oh, you just pushed a button there and you just threw me on my soapbox, and we don't have time for that, girl.
But that's what the equivalent
It is 100% that.
And it's not the same. It's hollow.
Yes.
It's hollow, and I don't want it to be hollow. And as I've always had to remind myself, I am raising a man, not a boy, and I won't be with him forever.
Yes.
And I need to give him those skills. But yes, I will let you struggle. I will not let you suffer. The struggle builds your character, and I'm all about building your character.
Yes.